This week is officially Bulma's week. Recently, Bulma's voice actress Hiromi Tsuru has been found dead on her car, and as we all have heard about it, I think. And this has really put us in a bad mood, and we have a reason about that. She has been voicing probably the most important character of the whole Dragon Ball franchise. And I am going to go through this video and explain everything on why I do think that. And before getting into that, guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you are subscribed with notifications enabled so you don't miss out in any further content. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and comment your thoughts about Bulma down below. Akira Toriyama truly focused on Bulma. Yes, Toriyama did somehow use her for fan service, if I can call it that, and it's quite sad that people focus just onto that and truly forget how important Bulma has been for the Dragon Ball. Bulma is the girl who came up with the Dragon Radar, who even up to this date, where we have had over 700 episodes, that thing is still relevant and needed, and it was something truly crucial for the Dragon Ball. And not only that, before meeting Bulma, Goku was just a little child wandering around and doing nothing. It was Bulma who actually took Goku and put him on his first adventure of his life. That was the turning point for Goku as the protagonist of the Dragon Ball, and Bulma was up there with him. After this first arc of the Dragon Ball, her role kinda shrinks down in Dragon Ball, but she was always there. Yamcha, the Budokai Tenkaichi's Red Ribbon Army, she was always there. But her role wasn't as major as on the first arc. But let's go to the Dragon Ball Z. Yamcha, Tenshinhan or Tenshinhan, Chaozu and Piccolo were all killed by the hands of Saiyans. And as we all knew, with Piccolo's death, Kami would be dead too, and therefore there would be no Dragon Balls. But still, Krillin overhears the talk of Vegeta and Appa about Planet Namek, and he brought that up. That's where he tells all the others, and Bulma starts calculating everything. And at first it seems impossible to go to Planet Namek. But yeah, they get reminded that there is still the Saiyan ship, which Bulma wrecks. But Mr. Popo comes to the rescue, and within a very short period of time, Bulma is not just able to understand everything about the Namekian ship, which was a technology not known for people on Earth. It was levels ahead, if I can say that. It was far ahead on time, basically. Bulma not only that was able to understand everything on it, she was able to translate it from the Namekian language so they could use it to travel to Planet Namek. Popo couldn't go there. After the Namek arc, which is really important, and it's very important for the story of Dragon Ball, Bulma makes home for hundreds of Namekians, and alongside the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta, with who Bulma would later on have a child with. Yes, Bulma's and Vegeta's relationship was a plot device to keep Vegeta around and introduce Trunks. And this is where things get even more interesting. Bulma could actually be considered the mother of Android and Cell Arc. If it wasn't for Bulma, nothing would have gone the right way. First of all, let's talk about future Bulma, who in a ruined future came out with the time machine, which eventually was used for Trunks to travel back in time and warn the Z warriors about a threat called the androids, and also cure Goku's heart in order to stand a chance against them. And if that time machine wasn't built by Bulma, what would have happened? Well, we know that, but let's just refresh our minds. Goku would have died from a heart attack. The Z fighters would have died from the androids, and the future Trunks would have never been able to beat the androids in the future because he never got the chance to train with his father at the hyperbolic time chamber. Yeah, the future would still be ruined and the present would still be ruined. So she just saved the life of millions and millions of people alongside the protagonists of the show. And now let's not move past the Android and Cell saga, because Bulma was the one who actually repaired Android 16. She is a brilliant scientist, and if up to that day in our timeline she wasn't on par with Dr. Jerome, she wasn't as good as him, well, she definitely got after doing that. She worked very hard for days and fixed the broken android, got him back up, and Android 16 was the reason why Gohan was able to trigger the Super Saiyan 2 inside him. If we look at the plot that Toriyama used and how these Super Saiyan things work, Gohan was not going to transform before anyone died, or at least talk to him through that. Would Goku, Piccolo and the others be able to do that? Well, they were quite busy getting their ass kicked by the Cell Juniors. So Android 16 showed up and everything worked as it worked in the anime. So everything was perfect. Gohan got the SS2. Yeah, Trunks died, Goku died, everything, but they got back eventually. But still, once again, that is thanks to Bulma. Buu Saga is actually the least arc with Bulma's impact on that, as we see her just kinda making the wishes, and of course her radar is always going to be important. It's the key to this journey in the series. And now let's just move on a bit into Dragon Ball Super. Bulma once again triggers "This is my Bulma" inside Vegeta, after she gets Beerus mad and actually makes Vegeta explode and forget all of his fears about Beerus. And even though it wasn't quite a nice touch from Bulma to do that, kinda stupid, it still worked, and it is Bulma's food that keeps Beerus and Whis to stick around with the others, at least in the first portion of this series. Because now we can argue that all of them have become some kind of friend. But still, Bulma's food was the main reason, and it still possibly is. Beerus could have destroyed the Earth if he didn't like the food, as we have seen him do that with other planets. Or he just could have destroyed it if he didn't like the food, as we all know. But yeah, Bulma helped with the food, and now we have Beerus sticking around and helping with that. It's not bad to have such a strong guy. And now let's move into the Goku Black arc, where Bulma once again plays a huge role. First, future Bulma, who sacrificed herself in order for Trunks to go back in time and find help, she also left every single node there so the present Bulma would come into play and help them. Present Bulma fixed the time machine and did that even more than once. She played a huge role in that arc, and even taking the risks as going into the future herself. That just shows Bulma. We have seen that she is always interested seeing these strong guys, as we have seen her pushing to see how Frieza looks like, or what Frieza does. Or with the androids in the same story where we get introduced to the little Trunks. Bulma is always there. She has truly been special for the show and has driven it forward. Yes, most of the other guys did fix the problem with their fists, but they all needed Bulma's help at some point with something. And even for the tournament of power, you can see that Bulma is paying those prizes that Goku promised in order to take all of the other guys into a fight. If her money wasn't there, Goku, you're screwed. She has just been the person to go to when some problems occurred, and that has played a huge role into developing the story. As I said before, she took this little monkey boy and truly gave him a purpose to laugh, have friends, and even create a family. for the last one, well, Bulma kind of did regret not taking Goku for herself, and that thing happened twice. In the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, where she is seeing adult Goku, if I can call him adult, or Teen Goku fight, and also on Name. But it's too late, Bulma. Anyway, such stuff never stopped her from being there and helping everyone. Even when Dragon Ball Super came across and her birthday was held, it was more to gather everyone together once again, and of course she put surprises to make sure everyone would show up. Those are Toriyama's words. She is just a lovely character who of course has her flaws too, but when it comes to importance in Dragon Ball, we all know how important she is. You can judge it by yourself, of course, but without Bulma, as I said, you would have Goku wandering around like a monkey. He's kinda a monkey. Frieza would love to say that, and Goku would be like nothing is happening. You would never get introduced to the likes of Yamcha, Krillin, Master Roshi, etc. Still, and now let's look what would happen to Earth without Bulma. Pilaf could be ruling the Earth. Yeah, he possibly could, or Red Ribbon Army. Both of these have Goku to kill. And when Raditz would show up, that would literally be the end of Earth, as there would be a possibility of Goku being killed by his older brother, or just turn evil since he would have nobody to protect and nobody to teach him things, or his grandpa who taught him little basics. Well, everything turned out differently with Bulma, and I am glad that she exists in the Dragon Ball world. And after seeing her, as for seeing her after the death of Hiromi Tsuru, that is going to be very painful, because, well, we have seen Bulma under Hiromi Tsuru ever since the first episode of the Dragon Ball anime adaptation. And it is going to be very painful. As I said before, I just really hope that her soul rests in peace, and I don't know what to say more. It was kinda hard for all of us to accept that she is just gone. But this is life. Today you are, tomorrow you might not be. So guys, take this as an advice and always live your life to the fullest, because you never know if you are going to wake up tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Have a great time, guys.